We are preparing for the next phase of the operation. It might involve the ground operation, but currently, still all options for us are still on the table.
And in terms of the mobilization of troops near the border here, how much of this is a show of power? How much do you anticipate that these troops on the ground will be necessary?
It's a very likely option. Look, the rockets keep on falling here, and we want to be efficient. We want to be strong. We want to finish this operation at a certain point with a very significant advantage. This is why we are not ruling out this kind of option. Currently, we are targeting from the air alone, a little bit from the sea, but nothing more than that. And we are looking at 350 rockets just in the past 72 hours, and this is not a rational number, of course.
Okay, I don't know if you can even answer this question here, but I see that it might have been you that said it, because it says an Israeli army spokesperson says 450 targets have been hit in Gaza, including 150 militant rocket launchers in the past night alone. It said more than 300 rockets had struck Israel since the start of the operation. Now, I don't know how old this story is, whether it's 12 hours old.
No, it's a tweet from this morning, from an hour ago.
Okay. Do you know? Do you know how many actual rocket launching sites there are, or if you do, you can't tell me?
I think that according to the information you just read, you understand that we're talking about a huge terror apparatus in Gaza. We have targeted over 150 launching sites, which means they have them by the hundreds. We are still working. We still have many targets ahead of us. When you have 400 smuggling tunnels that are working 24/7, I like to call it the tunnel industry, and anybody who wishes to use those tunnels have to pay Hamas for the using of the tunnels. You can basically smuggle anything you'd like, starting from a grenade and going on to a Fajr. And this is why the numbers are not surprising.
Yeah, and that was going to be my question: is how mobile are these launching sites? I guess they're extremely mobile, especially in a situation like this. Correct?
Yeah, they are mobile, although they have some major underground launching pad facilities. Basically, the smaller the rocket is, the more mobile it is.
Yeah, and I guess the reason we asked the question is here in the United States, I don't think a lot of people even understand or have a perception of what's going on. And so when you hear 150, rocket launching sites, that puts it into a different perspective. These aren't just a few rockets that are being shot into Israeli territory.
Exactly, and here, my complaint is to the media, because the rockets have been flying here for over a decade. And just in 2012 alone, before we went to this operation, there were 700 rockets, and I'm sure most of the media didn't report about it. And this is something that is really not logical, to have so many people live and sleep in shelters and raise entire families in protected rooms. It's something that should be reported.
Yeah, it's interesting because what we saw the other day on the media here in the U.S. was it was aerial footage of a targeted vehicle with a Hamas leader in it, and that kind of is where the beginning of, I guess, the recent coverage came from. But I guess it's your position that certainly this has been ongoing, and that is just one incident of many.
Right, that was what you just described was the first phase of the operation. Mm-hmm. We targeted the most senior militant Hamas terrorist in the Gaza Strip. Jabari, his name is. He's the head of the military wing. He's sort of like a chief of staff, if you will. And then we moved to the second phase, which was to attack those underground launching pads.
Yeah, and how much damage? Certainly, there's morale. And some with the removal of this individual, but how much damage? How far did you really go in terms of damaging Hamas and their ability with taking out that one leader?
I think it was very significant. The leader actually was in charge of every directive and operational directives of Hamas. So whether it's to kidnap a soldier, to dig an explosive tunnel or a smuggling tunnel, he was in charge of everything.
Yeah.
But
Interesting.
I think it was a significant attack.
Lieutenant Colonel Avatar Libovich, thank you so much for being on our show tonight, and we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
It'll be interesting to